I didn't want to do this video, but I felt it was necessary to share my opinion about the latest Guy Laroche fragrance, which is basically Drakkar Bleu. I can't keep wearing this one. I'm going to tell you all about it though, and compare it to the previous two that are still on the market, which is the OG Drakkar Noir and also Drakkar Intense. Find out about this coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian talking to you about the latest Guy Laroche fragrance, Drakkar Bleu, when I had such excitement and anticipation for this fragrance. In fact, I ordered a bottle from somewhere and then I ordered another bottle from another place that was 50% less the price of what I paid for from the first place. So the first place wrote to me and said, "We are running behind on shipping your item." Then I said, I'll order another one. We'll see how fast that one comes. Then the other one that was ordered first came right away, even though they sent me the message. So I opened it up and I tested it, and it was a complete letdown for me. So I instantly went and canceled the second bottle because I don't like this fragrance and I didn't need a second bottle. But unlike the previous launch of Drakkar Intense in 22, this one just completely falls apart for me and I don't like the way it smells. So I want to clear up a couple of things. I've been told, well, you're saying that this fragrance is a flanker of Drakkar Noir, and it's not. It's really a flanker of Drakkar. So yes, there was a Drakkar in the 70s. It launched in 72. Drakkar Noir launched in 82. By the time I started wearing Drakkar Noir, around 1984, there was no Drakkar around. It was already discontinued. It was gone. I didn't see it anywhere. So Drakkar Noir was a flanker of the OG Drakkar. I've never gotten my nose on it. I'm assuming it has similarities, probably. Drakkar, the OG from 1972, compared to the 1982 Drakkar Noir, was even further old school. And of course, Drakkar Noir has stood the test of time. It's still around. There's no Drakkar available for us to compare to. So right now, I'm going to say this is the OG fragrance, and Drakkar Intense is a flanker of that. Not really. It's a flanker of the OG Drakkar, but I'm going to say it's a flanker of Drakkar Noir. And then we have Drakkar Bleu now, which, again, very disappointing fragrance. So it's a 2025 launch. I paid twice the price of what I can find online for Drakkar Bleu now. I paid about $70 for this, and it's currently available for $35, 100 ml. Drakkar Bleu, I don't know the perfumer for it. It's considered an aromatic fougère, but definitely not like the aromatic fougères I'm familiar with. Not at all. This is lavender, moss, violet leaf accord, cool mint, green apples, patchouli, sage, fir balsam, bergamot. These are the notes that I come to expect to smell in this fragrance, but it's covered up in something amber woody and synthetic smelling that I can hardly smell those notes. All I can smell is an overdose of something amber woody with light hints of maybe lavender coming in, maybe the fir balsam coming in, maybe a little bit of fruitiness coming in from the apple that's in here, the apple note, the green apples. But everything is so overly covered up with this intense smell of a lot of other mass market men's fragrances that it is not a pleasant smelling fragrance for me. It's a dud, complete dud. So disappointing, and I'm extremely unhappy with this launch. This is the second fragrance from a long-standing men's fragrance house, mostly, I should say, although Guy Laroche has had a lot of feminine fragrances. I was kind of referring to Aramis, which just launched Intuition. Another dud, complete dud, sad. So we are left with these kind of flaccid fragrances for men now, when what they launched before were so amazing. So amazing. Yeah, I get accused of being grandpa because I wear old school fragrances. But this is what fragrances used to be. If you were born 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you would be wearing these fragrances. So it's just not a right thing to diss somebody for liking something and not liking something else. So I don't know. I'm ranting a little bit in this video, but I'm a little disappointed with these two releases, and mostly Drakkar Bleu, because Guy Laroche is one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and I had high hopes for this one, especially since they launched Drakkar Intense 3 or 4 years ago, And that was very satisfactory. It took me back to the OG. And again, I'm going to refer to the OG to Drakkar Noir. It's the one I was used to, the one I wore. Never wore the OG Drakkar from 72. For me, it was all about Drakkar Noir. And Drakkar Noir and Drakkar Intense do remind me of one another. They are very similar in that Drakkar Intense has been modernized but still kept old school. But here with Drakkar Bleu, it is a night and day different fragrance, and they're calling it an aromatic fougère. I am not smelling an aromatic fougère here. They're claiming that they're using these notes, but on skin, it hardly comes through. So how can this be an aromatic fougère when all I get is a very strong amber woody kind of a DNA with light hints of the, the aromatic notes that they claim that is in here, the mossy notes, the fruity notes. So I'm going to pause here a little bit and ask you guys a question. How happy are you with Drakkar Bleu? Add a comment, let me know if you like it. I'm doing the video to highlight to you guys that if you like the classics, you still have these two awesome fragrances available. The OG Drakkar Noir, which again, it's not the OG, but that's all we have. That's a flanker of the original Drakkar. It was called Drakkar Noir. I'm going to say again, it's Drakkar Intense is a flanker of Drakkar Noir, or it came after Drakkar Noir. And it smells like Drakkar Noir. So tell me, are you a fan of Drakkar, the OG, Drakkar Noir I mean? And are you a fan of Drakkar Intense? And what do you get from Drakkar Bleu? And if you like it. And also, have you caught my video for Intuition? Check that video out, because also in that video, I mentioned that there's a rumor that the OG Aramis has been discontinued. Aramis by Aramis from the 60s, early 60s. I think it's the early 60s. Created by Bernard Chant is discontinued. I try and enjoy and appreciate wearing Drakkar Bleu, but as soon as I put it on, I kind of want to wash it off. It's not a very pleasant smelling fragrance, and it's too similar to a lot of other fragrances, and that's kind of my complaint with Intuition as well. Once again, it's too similar to other fragrances, nothing original about it. It's just Aramis using a recycled name even. Intuition is a name of a previous fragrance. So I know sometimes people say, well, you're basically just complaining. You're not telling us about the fragrance. Yes, I told you about the fragrance. I'm not getting the notes that they claim that are in here. I'm not. It doesn't smell like lavender. When you take Drakkar Bleu and compare it to Tom Ford's Beau de Jour, when that's an aromatic fougère and this is an aromatic fougère, they don't smell nothing alike. There's nothing similar about Guy Laroche Drakkar Bleu in comparison to Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. There's nothing similar about Drakkar Bleu to Drakkar Noir or Drakkar Intense. How can it be an aromatic fougère when those two are aromatic fougères and this thing is nothing but amber woods? So yeah, do let me know what your thoughts are on Drakkar Bleu. Let me tell you a little bit about the fragrance that came before Drakkar Intense and also a little bit about Drakkar Noir. All right, Drakkar Intense came out about 4 years ago. And as I said, when I got it, I really enjoyed it. And it really did remind me of something that came before it. It was really a true flanker. A true flanker in that it reminds you of the previous scent. Here with Drakkar Bleu, it doesn't remind me of the previous scent. So why are they calling it Drakkar Bleu? It's so different. It doesn't even smell like the OG fragrances that came prior to it. But Drakkar Intense features lavender, clary sage, bergamot, suede, vanilla, coriander, juniper berries, rosemary, wormwood, moss, and patchouli. Those notes in Drakkar Intense, I can smell. I can pick up those notes. Plus, it's got similarities to the previous version. Lots of lavender for sure. Lots of aromatics and herbs. Light citruses, and there's a major green effect here. It's a total throwback to something like Drakkar Noir. It's related. It's part of the family. This is almost like an adopted sibling. Somebody just adopted something that, it's almost like it doesn't belong, Like they should have started a new fragrance. They're just using the name Drakkar just to capitalize on the success of it. But for me, it just is like throws me off. It's like there's nothing Drakkar about Drakkar Bleu. But for me, the real star here is Drakkar Intense. It's more concentrated than the OG Drakkar Noir, even though I think reformulations and things after Drakkar Intense still smells pretty good. It's an eau de toilette in comparison to an eau de parfum, but it still smells pretty good. Whereas Drakkar Intense has a little bit of sweetness and also a bit booziness. Drakkar Intense is more about the herbs and aromatics. You can still pick up a lot of like the balsam fir and the piney kind of notes, the green forest like mossy floor, but it's present. The smell is there. It smells like the stuff that you are supposed to smell in the notes breakdown. It literally smells like lavender and all the green herbs and the aromatics, the woody notes, the mossy notes. I think they're really, really connected and related. But for me, from Drakkar Intense, it has been sweetened up, but I think the original DNA has been kept. So you will be reminded of Drakkar Noir. And if you've had Drakkar in your collection, perhaps Drakkar as well. But Bleu is a dud, a complete freaking dud. Don't like it, don't care for it. I spent money on it and I don't want it. Anyway, this is mostly a rant video, but I am disappointed in having a fragrance like this. I kind of don't like doing a lot of negative videos. Some of you do enjoy them, and I rarely do them because they're just mostly about ranting and complaining. But I told you what the fragrance smells like. It does smell like some of the very popular mass market men's fragrances. YSL Y comes to mind, and I never cared for that line. Absolutely didn't care for it whatsoever. This gives me those kind of vibes. Doesn't remind me of Drakkar Intense, Drakkar Noir. So if you're thinking you're going to get something that's connected to Drakkar, you're not going to get it with Drakkar Bleu. It's totally different. The only thing that's similar is the name. They're using Drakkar to sell a fragrance that doesn't smell like Drakkar whatsoever. Anyway, if you've sampled Drakkar Bleu, let me know what your thoughts are. Add a comment below. I'm sorry to rant, but it's disappointing for me. I think maybe just people don't like Drakkar for a brand to launch something like this. I think it's time to move on from the classics and get to the modern fragrances. But are those really great fragrances? What do you guys think? Add a comment below. But thanks so much for watching today's video. I know it was mostly a negative video. I hope you caught my video on intuition. I was complaining in that video as well. I mean, these two were really, really disappointing fragrances. Unfortunately, so disappointing. Both of them, they've kind of ruined their legacy pretty much. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell icon as well. And also please thumb up this video to help with the algorithm. Appreciate you tuning in. See you for the next video. Bye-bye.